and we are going. What is going on with everybody? It is your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Green Dungeon, giving it to your real raw rugged, and I have a special guest on the other end. I'll let her introduce herself. Who do we have here today?
Hi, it's Mommy.
How are you doing today, mommy?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Like I said, you got your twist in. Are you gonna do a twist out or something?
Yeah, definitely gonna take these down.
Gosh, man, I need to get my hair retwisted so bad right now. I when I listen to before I even get to that, let me introduce you properly. I think that you are one of the best like new upcoming R&B artists. So when I discovered your music, I was like, yeah, this girl is insane. I don't know like what she has going on in her brain when she makes these songs, but it's obviously like a active genius and an act of God at the same time. It's like God and Genius had a baby, and then it came out Mommy music. So God, Genius, baby, smack dab, there goes Mommy. So I had to get you on here. So I appreciate you for accepting the offer.
Thank you.
Of course, of course. How are you doing today? What do you have planned today?
Nothing. I was just making a few beats, doing like little vocal stuff here and there. I was bored, so I just decided to do some music. I guess.
For sure. I was gonna ask you, do you make your own beats?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're a legend, huh? You're just that confirms you're legendary. That was the one thing I had to know. I was like, if she makes these beats, then I guess she's a legend, huh? Yeah, you're
Thank
a legend, man.
you.
Cause I know you play the bass, right?
Yes, I played bass, guitar, piano, and drums.
Oh, you're like Stevie Wonder that can see. You're fucking, you're crazy, man. You are insane. That is crazy. Okay, so let's start from the beginning with you. What came first? Was it singing? Was it instruments? Was it producing? What came first in the musicality branch for you?
So I've been singing since I was 3, because I had to sing in church. My mom forced me. So yeah, I sang first, and then I started learning piano on my own because like I used to watch my brother play, and I wanted to learn. So I taught myself piano, and I got a guitar. I taught myself guitar upside down, and then I learned bass after that, and then I just got into drums like last year.
I seen you playing the bass upside down. I was like, I don't know if she knows it's upside down, but that's even crazier that she's playing it the wrong way and still going fire. Did you know it was upside down when you first played it, or were you left-handed? Like, what was going on with that?
No, I'm actually right-handed, but it just felt comfortable playing that way, so I was just like, okay, I'm just keep learning that way.
I tried to play guitar growing up and I just couldn't do it. Like I feel like that is one of the hardest instruments to learn in my opinion. I don't know if you would agree, but that is a very difficult instrument to me. The frets are so small.
Yeah.
I don't get
I
it.
mean, at first it was hard because I didn't understand chord shapes or whatever, but like as I got the hang of it, like I learned like the system of it, and I'm just like, oh, okay, it's easy.
Man, I was terrible. I went to this place called Music Time, and I remember that I had like this older white, not professor, but older white music instructor, and I think he just kind of like realized that I was like just ass. I was terrible, and like so he got to the point where he wasn't reading the notes anymore. He was like, "Hey, just bring in a song, and we'll learn how to play it." Hey, me being super young, I was just on some complete nigga time. I was bringing him like Lil Wayne songs and stuff like that, like with no type of guitar. Playing this nigga Lil Boosie songs. Hey, bro, how you play "Wipe Me Down" by Lil Boosie? This nigga, and he trying to. I swear to God, he trying to catch it. He's like, oh, I think I got it, and yeah, that was terrible, man.
Oh
So
my gosh, not white me down.
I'm trying to play "Wipe Me Down" on acoustics, and yeah, that was terrible. That was
Yo.
absolutely terrible. Did you learn traditionally? Did you teach yourself? How did you learn a guitar?
Yeah, I taught myself. So like I just looked at chord charts, and then I learned A through G first, and then I learned the minor sevens, major sevens, and then I started teaching myself songs and stuff like that.
So you're really smart, huh?
Sure, I
Just you have to
guess.
be. You have to be. I know how to play trombone. That's the only instrument I know how to play. Like really, like I feel like I can hold my own. And reading notes is very interesting. Like I feel like a lot of people who make music now aren't really musically inclined. And I look back at I talked about this in one of my interviews recently. But I've been watching all the verses and the verses between the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's just so crazy to see like how much music they know, like how many instruments, the notes, the they can tell you about arpeggios and the sound should be legato and all these words or whatever. And it's just crazy because like these black people were just so in tune with the music. I feel like that has gotten lost with like computers and like just upgrading technology. So, do
Hmm.
you feel like you would have an advantage knowing like actual music when you like record your songs in the booth?
I think I do because that's why I'm able to come up with some of the crazy stuff that I do.
Mm.
Because like when I was in school, I took AP Music Theory, and that like pushed it to a whole different level. And I feel like now nobody cares about theory as much, you know. So I mean, I use that as an advantage when I make stuff.
Do you ever get discouraged? Like, do you ever hear a really good song and you like, dang, I know this nigga don't know nothing about music, but this nigga's going crazy on the song. Like, has that ever happened
Yeah,
to you before?
it has. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Like they didn't even have to do all that. I'm like, so I sat through this for nothing.
That's super duper funny. But no, I feel like it shows when I feel like that extra ounce of effort and knowledge shows like somebody like Anderson Paak. Like he knows how to play drums, he knows how to read music. I can tell, listen to his music versus somebody who probably has never ever like picked up an instrument in their life. And with your music, I can tell like you do certain things and you try certain things. Like your last album, excuse me, your last album, you tried like almost every song you're trying a different sound. You know, like you're experimenting with different things and different like what's the name of the song? Hold on, got it written down. A Better You sounds completely different from most of the album. Like nothing on that album sounds like A Better You, which I want to talk about some of my favorite songs a little bit later. But with that being said, do you think like what came first with you? Like what type of sound? Because you could do a traditional R&B sound, you could do like kind of a poppy R&B. You sometimes like be barring up, you be rapping. Like what came first? Like what sound did you experiment with first when you first started recording music?
I'd
If
say
that
it was
made any
like
sense, because that was a lot of talking. I'm sorry. If that
I
made
get
any
what you're
sense.
saying. I think I started with like pop because I was like really inspired by Tori Kelly when I first started playing guitar. So I was just trying to be like her and like Jonathan McReynolds or something like that. So that's the first sound. And then I started listening to heavy metal and stuff like that. And I tried to learn that. And then, well, of course, gospel because that's what I first started off with. But yeah, when I first started recording, I was trying to do like pop stuff. And it
Interesting.
didn't sound good.
What made you like what got you into the metal aspect of music?
My brother used to listen to it sometimes.
Mm.
And I was like, what is this? Like, I was scared of it at first. And then I started hearing like the chords they were picking. I'm like, okay, this is actually crazy. So I started listening to that.
That's so opposite that you are of course influenced by gospel music and also metal. Like that is like the complete opposite. Like any older black person probably hear metal, be like cut that devil music off or some crazy stuff like that. So like have you ever tried to blend those two in one song? Like those two elements ever?
No.
You should try that. That would be probably mind boggling. I don't know how good that would sound, but just try it. I would say just try
Gospel and
something.
heavy metal? I mean, I could try it.
That would
I'll try it today. Why not?
Hey, why not? Have you like what are the two sounds or what are two sounds that you feel like were pretty far apart from each other, but you combined them and it came out good?
Mm, I'll say like rock and R&B.
Mm.
Yeah. But like a lot of the times, that's what a lot of the music that I make stem from is like classic rock and R&B. And yeah, I come up with some crazy stuff when I go back and listen to, like classic rock.
What are some of like I guess what are some of the things that you pull from classic rock that you like the most?
The the
Is that an
kind of
ambulance?
like, yeah, I don't know what they do, but but like I really like with Queen how they take like the guitar and harmonize all the guitar lines and make it sound like somebody is singing. Or I'm really inspired by Queen. Like I
Mm.
take a lot of my background stuff from there. And what else? A lot of the drum sounds, like the drum tones, like with the snare or like a tom or something like that.
It's interesting to me that like you bring up Queen. I talk about this all the time that like in certain eras where like me and you weren't born, there were songs that were like number one that I feel like would never been number one like today. Like I feel like a song like Bohemian Rhapsody. It's a very weird song. Like that song starts off very weird and like I don't even know what the hell he's talking about in the first part. The first part of the song, I have no clue what he's talking about. and then it transitions into the other part. And I just couldn't see a song that kind of like, because I would say that's an experimental song almost. I couldn't see a
Mm,
song so experimental being number one today. It's not even a
no.
question, but like I don't know, like have you ever thought about that? Like that's just crazy to me that that's like a like we lived in a time where people were experimenting with music, making these crazy sounds. To now, like if you want to get number one, you probably gotta like play it safe, play it by the book type of thing.
Exactly. I was just talking to my friend about that. I was saying like back then, like they wanted you to be different, and the difference of got number one, and now you have to conform and be like everybody else to get number one. And I hate that. I wish it could go back to how it was before.
That's why I say like, do you ever get discouraged? Like just kind of
A
looking at
lot.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Like it's crazy because I get discouraged being myself.
Mm.
It's like I can't be myself and think that I'm gonna get a number one spot.
Mm. How do
But
you how do you keep like how do you keep going? Like how do you keep like saying like I'm gonna keep being myself and not falling into just being like everybody else?
because I don't want to sound like that. Like that's annoying. I don't want to hear that all the time. So I'm just like I'm just gonna make what I want to hear. You know.
I feel you. I mean, I would say definitely don't do that. I think like originality is the thing that will always win in the end. Like it probably may take the longest. It probably won't like get you right then, but I feel like people that are like considered legends are the people who came with originality. Like all these people who are making like songs that may blow up right now, like 10 years from now will they really be considered like legends? You know, like somebody like Frank Ocean's being himself, somebody like I don't know, whoever is just being themselves. You know, somebody like Kanye is being himself or whatever. Because I feel like that originality, even if it may not pop at the end, because Kanye was like, I mean, nobody cared about Kanye at the beginning. Like he was making beats, and I was like, all right, good beat. Like take your polo, wear yourself home. Like nobody cared. But now he's like one of the biggest artists of all time. So I don't know. What I would say to you is just keep going because I feel like that originality is gonna touch somebody, and then they're gonna tell their friend, and then it's that's how you like build a real important like cult following. So yeah, you got something for sure, 100%.
Thank you.
So yeah, I kind of want to talk about like a couple of my favorite songs on the last album because you were doing some wild stuff. So I don't know if you're down for that, but definitely want to talk about a couple stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I want to start with Toxic, and this specific thing on Toxic. I wrote down the timestamp and everything. It's at 2:45. I'm gonna let it play for a little bit. You were wilding on 2:45 because you started doing these runs and very gospel esque. You were doing some crazy stuff. I'm gonna let that run real quick and just kind of want you to touch on that because I feel like that was one of the like standout moments on the album where I was like, whoa, she can like really, really, really sing. So let this roll out. Like that, just right there, I was like, whoa, she can really like hold her own vocally. So is that something that you like take pride in trying to like, I guess like be a dominant vocal performer because that was really impressive to me.
Thanks. Yeah, I feel like I have to be because I mean that's the main thing that I started off with. So I mean, I gotta know how to
Yeah,
sing.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that song is fire. How did that song come about? If there's any backstory on
Um,
that.
I just had it's like a lot of times when like a lot of those songs came like in my dreams.
Mm.
So like I just had that not the right piece of poetry for you, and I was like, whoa! So I jumped up and I had to like I locked it down. I did the little drum pattern afterwards, but like I had to do the voice memo or whatever. And then I wanted to stick with that the topic of like poetry, and I was finding different types of poetry, and I'm like, okay, haiku, blah blah blah, cinquain, and I was just like, I just put it together. And then I felt like I was toxic at the time, so I was just like, all right, just write this.
I want to talk about that. That was the most important thing about the song. I was like, she's toxic. This looks like the most nicest, most funniest, most just innocent child I've ever seen. Like, how are you toxic? You don't look toxic at all.
I mean, I'm not now, but like back then, I just felt like I was really like, I don't know, I was like selfish, like relationship wise, like in relationships, I was very selfish. I was like, I was trying to keep people around that I knew there was no future with because I didn't want to be alone. So I was just like, all right, let me just keep them around. And I'm like, let me just write a song about it.
That's funny. I definitely you ever did you find yourself back then like I don't know, kind of like using people for their energy because you knew that would like benefit you.
I don't think I've ever done that before.
Mm. I say that because I know, like you said, you kept people around even though you knew that like wasn't the best thing or whatever. I knew people like in my life that would like keep people around because it's like, let's say if they're feeling down on themselves, they're like, this person's energy will bring me back up. Don't really care about this person, but I know they'll bring energy that'll pick me back up. Then once there's energies back up, they're like, all right, I'm gonna kick them out to the side or whatever. Don't know if that's ever happened to
Mm.
you, but I think that's a very toxic trait in a lot of humans. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never done that.
Hey, that's good. You're not that toxic. Shout out to you
That's
for that.
kind of evil.
Very evil. But that's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of evil. Where are you from?
I'm from Indiana.
You're from Indiana. I don't know anybody from Indiana, but I'm from Florida. A lot of evil, sneaky, conniving people in Florida. So don't know
There's a
how it
lot of
is out
that in
there.
Chicago too,
Are you close
but
to?
it's also
Are you closer to Chicago, like in the part of Indiana you live at?
yeah, it's like literally right over the bridge.
I'm scared of Chicago. I don't want any problems with you guys. Chicago. No.
Chicago is beautiful. It's really nice out there. Like it's just what you see is like is all the violence and stuff like that. But it's really really good people out there too.
Really.
It's a lot of good people
My
and
cameraman
good
from there.
energy.
Yeah, my cameraman's from there. He always tells me about it. But yeah, man, Chicago seems like a very, 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 very interesting place. How close are you to Gary, Indiana?
Literally right, like I'll say like 5 minutes.
Oh, like 5 minutes. So you're right there in that area.
5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, I was born in Gary actually.
But you're in Gary. Isn't that's where Michael Jackson's from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys come from like a cool musical city. Like Freddie Gibbs
Yeah.
out there,
Yep.
Michael Jackson. Now Mamii. That's pretty crazy,
Yeah.
right? That's super crazy. Uh, anyway, let's keep going. Favorite songs. A Better You. That is like that's like the opposite. That's what I mean. Like you were trying so many songs. You got the toxic, so you're just being toxic mommy out there. And then A Better You. That is like such a fun song. Like I feel like that's way more like lighthearted. I love the lyrics on there. Like I think that's like one of my like favorite songs like from a songwriting standpoint because it's just like it's so unique and kind of different. So and I think I had like when I first heard that I had just got a new phone, so I was like, oh, I just kind of upgraded my
Ah.
phone. I got the better phone. So yeah, tell me about that.
So, what you want to know about like the way I wrote it?
Yeah, like I kind of want to know like the songwriting process on that one.
So, someone that I had just got involved with, I got with somebody else,
Mm.
but I was looking at their relationship and I was like, they really got the better version of him. That's crazy. And like I got the cheater. That's wild. So like I got all sad and I wrote a song about it.
So a lot of your songs stem from like real life.
Hmm. Most of them, yeah, all of them really is real life. Yeah,
That is
that's the only thing I know how to write about.
No, that is definitely I feel like the best way to pull from like a genuine place because I feel like genuine music is like that's what connects with the people the most. Like I feel like the songs with true stories behind them, you be like, oh, that's a pretty good song after you find out the story behind it. And yeah, man, I feel like your life is interesting. Like you definitely you have a lot to write about. Listen to your songs now, knowing that it's based on like a lot of like reality. You definitely have a lot to write about, and yeah, you're super good at writing.
Thank
I don't know how much pride you take in that, but you're super good at that. Like, is that something you practice as? That you or do you do poetry? Because I know you're talking about haiku and things like that.
you. See, I don't do poetry. My mother does poetry,
Mm.
and she's the one that kind of inspired me to start writing songs. But like, I didn't really used to write songs when I was in school. We had a project, and my teacher was like, "All right, you have to write a song." And I was like, "No, that's the one thing I don't want to do." And yeah, like that's what it kind of like pushed me into writing. And I used to like read Stevie Wonder's words and like see how he would come up because the way he writes blows my mind because I'm like, how did you even start here and get to there? Like when I listen to As, I'm like, how? But yeah, I don't really take pride in my songwriting like that, and I probably should because like I don't know. I pay more attention to the music side. I just want the music to feel good.
Now you're better than most people. I feel like coming up in an R&B game right now because I feel like a lot of R&B is based off of the aura and the atmosphere rather than the actual music and the lyrics. The fact that you're creating good music and good lyrics, I think that you should take pride in that because there's not a lot of like up and coming R&B artists that are blowing up right now that are really taking pride in good lyrics. So you should definitely take pride in that.
Thanks.
Definitely
I
take pride in
will.
that. For sure, for sure, for sure. I had to bring the energy up a little bit because I just thought about it. It got really dark. It was talking about toxic. Some people
Yeah.
draining people from energy. I know somebody's watching. It's like, oh, who hurt this nigga? Hey, I don't know where that came from in my mind, but I had to bring the
I'm
energy up a little
sorry.
bit.
You
No,
had
no.
to go through that.
I felt really bad 'cause I was thinking about that as I was saying it. I was like, yo, I sound really crazy right now. I'm just talking about people draining like they're vampires. Oh gosh. I'm sorry about that. I'm super, super sorry about
It's
that.
all good. Speak your truth.
Hey, got to. Hey, speaking of truth, I'm gonna tell you my truth. You know it's my favorite song on the album. Just take a wild guess. After talking to me, what type of guy do I strike you as being my favorite song on the album?
Mm,
Just a wild guess.
creeping?
I was gonna give you a hint and say it's not creeping, but you guess creeping. But I
Oh,
do love creeping. But my favorite song, it's Right Way. Right Way is crazy.
that's a shocker.
That's crazy to me.
That's a shocker. Nobody says that.
Really?
Thank you so much because that's my favorite song.
I know. See, I knew it was gonna connect, man. Right Way is the one. That song, like I know Creeping is like the biggest song from there, and that's a great song that I will talk about in a minute. But Right Way, that is the one right there.
Thank you.
Can we talk about that? Why is that your favorite? I'll tell you why it's mine, but why is it yours?
That is my favorite because that drum pattern is one of the craziest drum patterns I came up with. And like, for me to actually stay on beat like that, I don't know. And the bass line. I love the bass line of that. But yeah, why is it your favorite?
See, before I do that, one thing I haven't gave you credit on is your production. The production on Toxic, crazy. That is fire right there. Like the bass line, you are like I was listening to this album and I was like, if she produced this, then she really might be the one. She might be the one. And now that I know, yeah, I can confirm you are the one. But Right Way, that song, it gets stuck in my head. I love when people do. I don't know what this is called. I'm not a English major, but the way that you like the way that you ended off in the hook. Like you're saying that you're about to go the right way, but like it
Oh,
pertains
and
to
it
the
goes
sen.
into
Yeah, you see, it's like a
yeah.
run on sentence almost the way you do that, and that I just love that. That is the hook of the year on there. That is my favorite beat. That is my favorite song. Like everything about that. I think that that should be like if you were to like put out the next single. I don't know. I feel like that's the one. I love Right Way, man.
Thank you.
That is really really good. Is there anything else like on like before I keep going like any other songs that you really like hold dear to your heart on here?
Mm, let me see. I really like old too.
Mm.
That's one of my favorites too. And that was like one of the last songs I made for the album. Like I was about to submit it, and then I was like, wait a minute, I got this, and then I had to throw that on there. And those drums are actually like the drums from I Don't Know, but like reversed.
Mm.
And that I kind of took that from Outkast because
Mm.
I love this, stuff like that. But yeah, I think I really like that song because it's like it's simple at the beginning, but then it gets like complicated towards the end. It's not really simple, but like it feels like that.
No, you do a lot of like I feel like complicated things because like you were saying that the way that you flowed on Right Way, that was I don't know I imagine like just somebody like trying to grind a rail skating like you're just like staying on beat with the right way like the way you was doing that it sounded almost like a Thundercat esque type of song going on and
Mm,
you kind of flipped it and like made it your own song. You know what I'm saying? Like that was hey, bravo. All praise to you for
thank
that one.
you.
That is super duper hard. But to the one that you guessed, Creeping, that is also super hard. It's like you were singing, you were rapping, you start. I was like, yo, she got bars now. She's just like barring up out of nowhere. And then you go back to the singing. The video swaggy. You doing like a little dance, like little 90 dances and stuff. I'm like, yo, this is the one right here. Why do you think that's everybody's favorite? Like, what do you think hits about that to everybody so much?
I feel like because it's like it's common.
Mm.
All right, love you. Sorry, I
No,
was
you're
talking to my
fine.
mom.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, I feel like the drum cadence and everything is so common, like, and it's like nostalgic. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's why everybody gravitated towards that one.
No, that is definitely nostalgic. Is that why you took it kind of like the videos, kind of like an old school style because the sound is nostalgic?
Yeah,
It's very fire. Is that your first video?
that was my wow. Wait, that was my fourth video.
Fourth video.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow. I forgot.
What is your favorite video you shot so far?
mm, Probably that one.
Creeping.
That one or Jamie.
Mm.
Jamie was really fun.
Yeah, I think is our video something that you kind of want to cuz like I feel like you take so much control and you really like have creative ideas. Do you also want to start bringing that into the visuals cuz I feel like something with creeping like that's like a very cool video. It's like it looks really cool. So like are you somebody who wants to put emphasis on the visuals as well?
I do, like, with this next project that I'm putting out, I have like a whole short film idea for that.
Mm.
But I don't know if I'm gonna do it. But it would be big.
Why wouldn't
But
you
like
do
I
it?
do. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna take a long time.
Hey, after this interview, you gotta pitch that to me. I want to hear what that idea is. Don't say it now. I don't want anybody to steal it.
Nah,
People,
I ain't
people are
saying that.
thieves. You know,
Yeah, I know.
you gonna wake up and be like, "Didn't I tell him that idea is gonna be?" Yeah, don't say that on here. But yeah, I can understand that. That's probably everybody's favorite because it sounds so familiar. And the beat on there, you were doing your thing on that beat. Like, how did you on the creeping beat? Like, how did you come up with that one? Were you inspired by anything? Or did that just come out of your brain like out of nowhere?
So let me tell you the story.
Please.
So I was cleaning up my room. I was cleaning up my closet. It was a big mess in there. And I was like, you know what? Let me just listen to some old music. And DJ Quick came on. And I was like, it's crazy. And it was like a long, like, DJ Quick playlist. And then it went into a G-Funk playlist. Then it went into Zapp and Roger. And then it went to, like, to George Clinton. And I'm like, you know what? Let me put all this together. Let me see what I can do. So I just wanted to make like a G-Funk type song. That's what I came up with.
That's fire. I really don't like to ask ladies their age, but you don't seem that old. You listen to a lot of, or you've been naming a lot of older things, you know, from Queen to G-Funk to DJ Quick or whatever. You just grow up on like older music, or did you just find it, or you just were you looking to discover it, or how did you come across all this?
Well, my dad used to play it like when he was cleaning up, you know, them early Saturday mornings. Yeah, that and family reunions and stuff like that. But I actually found George Clinton on my own though. I don't even remember how. But like I got addicted to Atomic Dog, and I used to just play that all the time.
That's fire. No, Atomic Dog is fire. Are you? I guess like, would you say your friend group? Are you the one that's listens to all the old music, or in your friend group everybody's like kind of listen to older music?
They listen to like way older music.
Really?
Yeah. And well, a lot of them listen to the new stuff too, but
that's fire. Hey, so I love when young people go back and do their history on the old music. You know, that's always fire. I don't know why I'm talking like I'm an old man or something. I don't know why I'm acting as if I'm like an old man, and I don't know. I had an interview recently, and somebody guessed my age, and it just like really was like, wow. I was like, that's how old you think I am. That's amazing. So yeah, I feel like an old man now. Just guess my. Now I want you to guess my age. How old do you think I am? Take a wild guess.
Late 20s?
Yeah.
No. Early 30s? No.
Oh my god! Yo! Alright, that's the end of the interview, guys. Nice interview with Mamii.
I'm sorry.
Don't think she's a legend anymore. Late 30s is crazy.
I don't know, it's the way you're talking. I'm sorry.
That's super. Oh,
Are
wait.
you like 23 or something?
Now I'm 22. That's super funny.
Oh, I'm 20.
We're like, yeah, we're not that much apart. You're like early 30s. Oh my gosh.
It's just the way you talk.
No, I seen your album. I seen your album was 18 a couple years ago, and I was like, I would assume she's like 20 or something, but I didn't know if 18 was just a random number you threw out there. But that's how
it was actually 18.
It was actually okay. So yeah, early 30s is crazy. Yo, man.
I take that back. I'm sorry.
Gotta look at myself in the mirror after this one, man. That was a good one. Where do we go from early 30s?
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
I need you to make a beat called early 30s now. I feel like I should be an inspiration for early 30s. Whatever that beat may sound like, I don't know.
I got you.
That's super duper funny. But no, yes, you are a super duper talented human. I've been putting you on to everybody that I've known since I've discovered you. I'm going
Thank
to
you.
keep doing it. I think that you have a chance to be a person that writes for a lot of people. I think you'll be a chance people. I mean, I think you're gonna have a chance for be a person that's on TV. I guess I could see creeping on MTV Jams like when I was growing up. Like I used to watch a lot of MTV Jams. I feel like creeping this type of video they would throw in there when they're in their R&B bag. You know, so yes, I want to see you do successful things. I'm rooting for you. Um, got the little foam finger number one fan. I'm rocking with you. So yes, I don't want to keep it for too long. If there's anything you have to say to the fans out there, please let it be known.
Well, I'll just say thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I appreciate that so much because I remember a time where I ain't had no fans,
Mm.
and now it's just crazy to see like I have actual fans.
Hey, I
That's
follow
just wild.
I follow some important people. They follow you as well. So that showed me that you're doing some good things. You know, like I'm pretty sure you see the important people that follow you. Like, oh, that's pretty interesting. So, like, what are your? I'm always curious. Like, what are your reactions when you see certain people follow you? That are like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Like, do you care? Do you just brush it off, or are you like surprised?
No, I don't brush it off at all. I'm just like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, I would just say this, like, okay, I'm the biggest Jacob Collier fan, and when I seen he followed me,
Mm.
like, I kind of almost cried. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, Jacob Collier knows me. Oh my gosh, that's so
Yeah, that's fire.
crazy.
That's fire.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the people I follow that follow you. You have some very. I don't know if you know who Devin Morrison is. That
of
guy's
course.
fire.
I love him.
I interviewed him recently. Super duper great artist. Another
Yeah.
person that I follow that I know some of their music, not enough, but what I've heard, I was like, yo, this dude's different. C.S. Armstrong, you know who that is?
Yeah,
He's hard. So yeah,
he's crazy.
you have some really talented people following you. And lastly, I'm gonna end it off on this note. I went on YouTube and I typed in "mommy interview," and I don't know if that's you getting interviewed in that video, but it's some woman with a British voice, and I was like, is she from London? Have I been duped? I was like, I thought she was an American. What is happening right now? But she has, it's like a, you can't see her face, but it's a white woman interviewing this black lady, and you can only see the back of her head. So I didn't know if that was you or not. I guess it wasn't you. I don't know if you ever seen this video before. It was uploaded last year, and I want to say they were playing one of your songs. So that's why I was like, oh, it's that that has to be her, right?
Wait, she played one of my songs.
Wait, let me type it in again. Mommy interview. Uh, let me see. The song is. Or no, I don't think this is you. This is it's a different
Somebody
mommy.
acting like me.
Yeah, it's a different mommy. I'm sorry, but yeah, I thought that was you, and I was like, whoa. So I was kind of waiting to hear what your voice sounded like. I was like, wait, is she British or is she American? But
Yeah, no.
come to find out, you're from the good old Chi-Town. Shout out to Chicago. Shout out to Chicago. But hey, for everybody watching this, I appreciate you guys. Until next time, I say what I mean. I mean what I say. Haters are gonna hate. Players are gonna play. You guys holler at your boy.